My name's Chris and this is Leanne. We're K10 Plumbing. We're based in Auckland and we do a mixture of maintenance, residential and light commercial work. We've been operating for about 8 years. We've got a team of 6 and it's made up of 3 apprentices at the varying levels, 2 tradesmen and a certifier, which is me. My role is primarily just to be leading the jobs, leading the structure of the business, there to help when needed, and Leanne manages the office.
I'm full-time in the office. I primarily look after the financials and the business development. We also have a part-time office lady and she just looks after the day-to-day running of the things that take up too much of my time.
The most positive changes that we've come across is just structuring the business, structuring everybody's roles as well, right from apprentices to myself. Once we got that structure in there, relying on our default diary, we had the time to start looking at the financials, which Leanne took a more active role in.
We have actually gained back some time as a family. In the early days, Chris was doing horrendous hours and we had a very young family at the time. And now that we are working together and we've got systems in place and our structures are in place, it just has meant that we've got weekends back again, that he's involved with the family life a lot more and generally just a better, happier feeling all round.
I don't just have breakfast with the kids on weekends anymore, a couple of times a week as well. Time management, structuring my weeks, going to my default diary, mainly having Mondays in my office and sticking to it. If people try to move me on that, I explain the reasons why I need Monday briefly, to say that it's how my week starts. If I have no structure at the beginning of my week, then my week is disorganised.
I find that having set goals, whether it's on a weekly basis, setting yourself 3 tasks a week just to complete, and or on a 3-month, 6-month, just looking to the future, just gives you something to kind of measure yourself against and to give you direction.
By stepping back, allowing my staff a bit more trust, a bit more freedom to do their job without being involved in everything. And that in turn's actually freed up time to be more organised in the business and also stepped away from the admin side of it, which Leanne has taken up.
We've implemented some individual performance reviews and that just made it a bit of fun. There's rewards in it. It could be anything from an extra day off or there could be some extra money to go into the beer fund. That just means that the boys have something that's formalised and that they've got something to work towards going into the future.
We've started back costing all of our jobs. That was one of the first things that we did to sort of understand where we had been going wrong, so we could understand where we needed to go forwards.
Back in the early days when we were pricing, it was always the cost plus, and at that stage we were doing 30%, which was fine when we were a small business and there was just a couple of us and we could manage the financial side of things. But as we started growing and our overheads grew higher, the numbers just weren't adding up again. When we met with Tony, there was like a light bulb moment for us where we finally understood what the profit and loss statement actually meant and how to read it, how to look at it on a month-to-month basis, the forecasting, the planning, budget, sales, all that sort of stuff. So that has then grown our margins from about under 30% GP in the early times to over 40-45%. Thinking that we could do everything, instead of doing those $10 tasks as profitable tradies, so we say, we've now got the staff in place to do those jobs, so that leaves us to do the bigger jobs.
We realised that it's okay to actually get outside helping. I think there's maybe a stigma around it in the industry that we're self-employed and we can do it all ourselves, but your business will get to a point where, unless you've had specific training for it, you're no longer a plumber, you're actually a businessman. If you put the infrastructure in, whether it's your time or more staff, and too many people don't look at the admin side of it as a non-profit returning aspect of the job. It's not. You cannot free your own time up if you are doing the $10 tasks. You have to get these people in and your clients have to see that you're structured. They're prepared to pay for it. get in some outside help. Tony and the team have been really good. They came in and they looked and they listened before they made a final assessment, and then they actually saw where we were, who we were, and where we needed to go. And I found that the advice that we got was pretty on the money, and it was staged and staggered at the right intervals we could work with it while maintaining a profitable and operational business.
Working with the team and really getting the team on board to work within the business, and it's really created a really great environment for everyone to be involved in and to work with. The team networks really well, socially and inside work. They have a really good bond. We've got an open communication with them, and it just makes for a really pleasant environment to work within. I think as a husband and wife operator, we've learnt to separate the office from the personal life. Our office is based at our home, so being able to create that defined distinction between the two has been really good.
We find hiring new staff is the biggest challenge we've got. There are people out there, but it's finding those gold nuggets, the guys that are going to be really reliable and sort of take that sort of management leadership role part of it off you.
We're really excited about the next kind of 12 to 18 months. We really would like to see the business grow. We've now put the infrastructure and systems into place, and we are going to look to probably employ a few more staff, a few more plumbers, and also to branch out and get a premises as well. Going forward though, we do realise that we need to have a marketing strategy put into place, and that's something that we're going to be working on next. And just making sure that our website's up to date, that we're across Facebook, social media, that we are acquiring the right clients that we want to take forward to make our business grow.